Good evening, everybody. My name's Claire Williams and I work for Beta, and I'm delighted to welcome you to tonight's live stream to Facebook. Beta, as you know, is a trade association representing the equestrian industry. We have over 800 retail, manufacturing and service providers, and we represent our members, give them lots of benefits and help to get the importance of safety when riding out to you, the riding community. I'm delighted tonight to welcome two guests to this live. Firstly, we've got Sophie Gifford, who's the founder of the Great Horses for Health Relay, which she came up with, and we'll hear more about that very soon, exactly how she came up with it. And we're also joined by Petra Ingram, who's the CEO of Horsewheel Trust, who's been working with Sophie to get the relay up and going. So let's welcome Sophie. Hi there, Sophie.
Hi, Claire.
And Petra to this evening's
Hi there, Claire.
Hi there. Thanks very much both for joining us. Let's start by saying, or rather asking, how exactly did Horses for Health come about? Because I saw it pop up and I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. Sophie, what on earth made you come up with this idea?
Yes, I ask myself that question almost every day. But so really it came about from just being fascinated by the amount of fundraising that had been going on, particularly during the pandemic. And obviously, I'm sure everybody would agree, Sir Captain Tom Moore just completely inspired me. And I was watching coverage of all the footage and all the different campaigns on the 30th of December. And I thought, gosh, there's an awful lot that's happened, but there's nothing by way of any horsey activity. So I got to wondering, and I thought, yeah, I'm sure there'll be a bit of interest. So I just put what I think is probably a naive post on the Path Wide and Slow Facebook group that I'm a member of, and said, does anybody think about doing a horsey thing? Trotted off to the yard to see to my horse, came home, and 3 hours later had a deluge of posts about how interested people were. So I created a Facebook group, and now we have more than 10,000 members.
God, it's just amazing to see how it goes, because I know I got a link from it and I looked at it and I thought, oh, that does look interesting. But why Horses for Health? What's the reason behind it?
So at its core, I've got three things that I really wanted to get across and that I'm really passionate about. And principally, it's really about celebrating horses and donkeys, all equines, particularly because of the amount of positive impact that they've had on all of us, and really more so during the lockdown. My horse gave me a reason to get up every day and gave me a structure to my day. And 15 months on from working from home, he still provides that, and I love it. He's absolutely saved my sanity. So that was a really big thing, was the mental health aspect of our horses and celebrating that. Raising awareness for road safety for vulnerable road users, so not just horse riders, but cyclists, etc. And then really importantly, supporting charities in all their endeavours to improve equine welfare and rescue, because it's not good out there, it's getting worse. So they were the three things that I felt the most passionate about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean about the importance of horses keeping you sane. I know last year when I was working, coming home at night and being able to go out and ride just clears your mind of everything. It gives you so much back.
Yeah, it's a release, isn't it? It's a real release.
Yeah, it really is. And Petra, how did the Horsewheel Trust get involved in all of this?
Well, I guess I'm a bit like you, Claire. I was, it popped up on my Facebook post, probably the 2nd of January, I think the day after Sophie posted it, and I thought it's just an absolutely brilliant idea. I've got horses myself, I've got Haflingers, and I love them dearly, and they've been so vital, like they have to all of us over the last year. And the opportunity to celebrate them and share how much they've been able to sort of help us really appealed to me. And I'm a CEO of the Horsewheel Trust. We actually align with two of the three core principles that Sophie was talking about. So we are a rescue charity. We were founded nearly 70 years ago to rescue horses in the Bristol area, the old working horses on the canals from the railway lines, pit ponies in that sort of area. So the kind of the rescue and welfare bit is in the heart of what we do at Horse World. But we also have a programme that uses the rescued horses to help support young people, children excluded from school or at risk of exclusion, our Discovery programme, and that's been running since 2008. And so the kind of the mental health and wellbeing aspect that Sophie's trying to promote really resonates with that part of what the charity does as well. We're a relatively small charity, but I thought we could do something to help. So I got in contact with Sophie, very beginning of January, and I said, you know, Sophie, I think you've got a gem of an idea here. I think it's got loads of potential. If I can do anything to help, then let me know. And I think since then, Sophie, we've probably been on the phone or on Zoom or Messenger almost every day. So, you know, together with Sophie and with Caroline Thompson, who's built our website as well. She's been an amazing volunteer, and a whole raft of other people. We've kind of, you know, galloped through the last 4 months, and here we are on the verge of going live. So yeah, it's been a real journey.
It's all the horsey puns that just keep coming up that always kill me every day. It just makes me laugh.
And Petra, what's Horse World actually going to do as part of this? What's your role in the
Okay, so we're sort of sitting a bit behind the scenes, doing all the back office administration. So, you know, when somebody goes in and registers, the database they register on has been developed by, you know, our website developers. So they've given us some really fantastic support for that. Our team are then managing the data. We send out all the fulfillment packs. So we've been working with all the suppliers on the tabards and the SOS tags and all the other things you get when you register. And then I've been working with all the other charities involved on putting legal agreements in place, making sure that we're compliant with GDPR and all the insurances and what have you. So it's all the kind of the back office part of the relay that really enables Sophie and the team of volunteers to actually make the relay happen. So yeah, I mean, the volunteers are critical to it, but hopefully we're just playing our part, supporting it, and obviously, you know, delighted to be able to benefit from it as well.
Yeah, but I think that a lot of people just do not understand what goes into doing something like this. I know we organise a trade fair, and that back office role is absolutely crucial. And without that support that you can offer, that it just doesn't happen. It really doesn't.
No, I
mean, my team. Yeah, I should give a shout out. My team have been amazing because they're doing their normal jobs, and then they're all being diverted into doing this. And there's not many of them, to be honest. But you know, whether it's doing a bit on the social media or phoning up people that you know, have registered and maybe want to add a child, or, you know, all sorts of things they're doing. So they're just been really stepped up, and I'm really proud of them.
Yeah, and we have to also say that Sophie does have a day job. This isn't your job.
I'm really hoping my boss isn't listening tonight.
So I know when I've talked about it with the people from Beta, and they think relay, there must be a baton. Exactly how is it going to work?
Well, flexibility is the word of the summer. This has to be really flexible because I'm sure you can appreciate COVID. You know, it's been terrible, and you know, I really don't want to belittle it at all. It's been awful, horrific for people. And to try and plan something like this with the goalposts forever moving meant that we had to be really, really flexible to be able to determine what we were going to do. So really, we've split the UK into 11 regions. And all of those regions are on our map. They're on our website, which, you know, I know you're going to put up as a banner. Each region is going to be given 2 weeks to do whatever activity they want, and that activity could be riding, could be walking hand, could be cycling, and carriage driving. We've got some fabulous side saddle riders that are joining us, but each region is going to be really, really unique. So we're making the website the place to go to find out what is happening in the regions. And it's not just Horses for Health activity. So we're putting information up about already organised fun rides and pleasure rides, but we're also organising some proper linear relay rides. The Northwest, oh my word, I'm moving to the Northwest before July, because there's so much going on there. But I can see that we've got somebody on as well, Justin Brooks from Sheffield, and he has involved the mounted police. And we've got some phenomenal things happening with the mounted police. So there are definitely battens, but there'll be virtual battens as well as physical battens. And the idea, the relay principle, is the movement of activity from one region to the next, going anti-clockwise and then wending its way across the UK. If we can get a baton being passed along, fabulous. Practicality-wise, probably very difficult. But I've got 30 battens here. So we've got plenty of battens.
Where do you buy a baton from?
Well, actually, you buy a travel toothbrush holder and you call it a baton.
Very good. So we know that they go to the website that's scrolling on the bottom to get more information on the regions and what's going on in there. But what do people need to do to actually be part of this, get involved?
Well, we've actually had a phenomenal response, as Sophie's already said, on Facebook. We've got over 10,000 people now on our group. And so we know that there's a huge interest. But to actually take part, you've got to register. And you can register by clicking on the Join Now button on the website, and that takes you directly to the registration site that I mentioned earlier. There's a very modest registration fee. So from £15 if you're a rider or carriage driver, down to £8 if you're a pedestrian or a cyclist. And you go on there, you register, give us your details, and we'll then send you the registration pack that I mentioned earlier, which has got our Horses for Health high-vis. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to demo. Here it is, one of them. Looks lovely there.
I've seen loads of posts with people having them.
I'm really excited to be out riding one day and ride past somebody wearing one. So that will be a photo moment, I think. You'll get a rosette. You'll get various bits and pieces, vouchers and things in your envelope. We're hoping to get the envelopes out to you within 2 to 3 weeks if you're registering. And then you'll be signed up. You'll be sent an email, told what your region dates are, confirmed there. And then we're going to be emailing people periodically because the ride goes on until October. It depends where you are in that ride. We're obviously encouraging people to register as soon as possible so that we know the numbers, so we know how many different events to put on. So even if you're in the southeast or southwest and you're not until September, we really want people to get onto the website, press the Join Now button, go in and register. It's a very straightforward process. There's a few things on there as well, a few challenges for you to do to help promote the event and maybe promote your local tack shop or feed store as well. So obviously really hoping that we can promote local trade. I think everyone's struggled in the last 12 months. So that's kind of what we really want people to do to register.
Yeah, and I know on the website there is also a link through to the Beta member page, so they can go on, put their postcode in and find their local Beta member as well. And so what about the fundraising aspect? Where does that come in? How does that work?
Yeah, the fundraising aspect, to be honest, it's one of the most important elements of this, because we've got 7 charities, 7 specially chosen charities, in order to ensure that we've got really good alignment across the UK, and B, that we're doing as much for equines across the UK as possible. So what we need is, you don't have to be a registered participant and actually do an activity to support us. You could just go onto the website and click the donate button and donate, whatever value you feel comfortable with. Imagine this: we've got more than 10,000 members on the Facebook group. if every one of them donated just £5, we'd have £50,000 to give out to those charities. I don't think it's a big reach to say, okay, well, actually, if they then asked 4 other people to donate £5, we're at £250,000. That's easy. That's easy to do. And imagine what that difference would make, that money to these charities and to horses. And I feel really strongly that this is about people helping horses, helping people. And it's a really nice circle. And the fundraising is there to really make our celebration mean something and to give a legacy.
And tell me a bit, you're supporting 7 charities. Tell me a bit about, I know we probably know them, but remind everybody who they are.
So obviously we've got Horseworld and Petra, our lead charity, and I have to say without them we wouldn't be talking tonight. But we also have the Riding for the Disabled Association. So that's brilliant, a real mental health element and disability element, and truly national. We've got Bransby Horses, Horse and Rescue Centre in Lincolnshire. We have Red Wings Horse Sanctuary. So again, they've got coverage nationally. We've got Horseback UK, who are a UK charity, but they're based in Scotland.
Brilliant.
We've got North Wales Horse Watch, so from a country and rural security and road safety awareness element. They're called North Wales Horse Watch, but they do extend outside of North Wales. And then we also have Hope Pastures, a really small charity in Yorkshire, but a fabulous charity. And they're really, all of the charities are really pleased that we've chosen them. We've particularly chosen charities to be sure that for due diligence that they're fully registered on the UK Charities Commission. And so that's why we have used the Sponsor Me fundraising platform, particularly over and above any other. One, it gives us flexibility to be able to create a pot for each of the charities so that the money goes to them every month. They're not waiting. But 2, because it sits on the Charities Commission platform. So we know that they've got up-to-date accounts and they're fully registered. But 7 fabulous charities.
Yeah, they are. And I know we've worked with some of the Hope Pastures, Horseback UK is brilliant, RDA. And I suppose that's also what attracted us to support the whole campaign, because it speaks to so much about what we mean as well to horses and riders, and talking about safety and all of those elements. I think it really sends out such strong messages. But there's another one. You were saying, what's the Families Fund?
Well, the Families Fund it came out of a conversation Sophie and I were having, because what we wanted to do was create a lasting legacy from the ride, something that we could really know that we've made a positive difference. And so 25% of the funds raised will go into this new Families Fund, which is going to provide support to vulnerable families who've struggled because of the COVID pandemic. And we don't want to just give the money to them. This is all about engaging them with horses and using horses to make a positive difference within their family unit. But because this is going to be a legacy, we're going to set it up with help from Bournemouth University, who are going to help design it and evaluate it. So we're going to run a pilot in the summer, if we can raise enough money, and really test out a method of helping the families associated with vulnerable young people, so that their time with horses can be spent together, and hopefully the positive difference that horses make can endure within that family unit beyond the time they spend with the horses. So it's going to be a bit of an extension of the Discovery programme that Horseworld runs. So we're working with the vulnerable young people at the moment. We're working with Bristol City Council and the Families in Focus unit there. So we're going to use that to identify families that really need the support. So they're going to help refer people. And it's a family unit, may be the parents and siblings, it may be carers, it may be grandparents. It depends on what the unit is, but they will come and spend some time at Horseworld with rescued horses together, and they'll go through a programme with us in the summer and then we'll evaluate it and see how successful it is. We really believe there's a massive need for this, particularly coming out of COVID. And, you know, all the research that we've done looking at how horses are used to support people's well-being and mental health, never really seen something that's targeting the family. So, you know, we believe this could be really cutting edge and could really make a positive difference. And if this model that we set up in the summer works, then we will look to package it and roll it out so that it's not just helping the young vulnerable families in the Bristol area, which is where Horse World Trust is working, but we actually can expand it over the country. So it's a little seed we're going to sow as a result of this. And if we can raise enough money, then we will nurture and grow the seed, and we'll see what it produces. But, you know, I think it's going to be an amazing opportunity to make a positive difference to so many people's lives that have been affected by this. And I think, say, Sophie and I both want to see a kind of a long-term benefit of Horses for Health. So this will be the Horses for Health Families Fund.
It's a bit of a legacy. And I think for those of us, I mean, I came to riding late, but if you've grown up in a family with horses and it becomes a family involvement, I think you realise what an integral part of the family the horse becomes. So I suppose you're trying to introduce that concept to people that may not have had that benefit or that involvement with horses.
Yeah, and, you know, when we were talking to the Families in Focus people, they were saying, you know, actually, if these families that have really challenged lives, you know, really difficult situations, if they go and have a few hours of fun and smile and be happy and relax with the horses, that will make such a big difference to them. So, you know, they're incredibly enthusiastic. And I think it will be lovely for the young people that maybe have experienced the course in the past to be able to bring other family members and share it, because it's something to feel proud about. And, you know, you get that just wonderful, warm feeling being with horses, you know, even just a few minutes, you know, giving your horse a hug or sticking your nose into its mane. It's just amazing feeling. So being able to share that with people that wouldn't normally have that opportunity, you know, hopefully it will really help.
It sounds brilliant. But I mean, this has become a bit of a beast, isn't it? I mean, as a project, not the families one, but the whole relay, it's become a bit of a mammoth task. What help have you had, both of you?
Well, I think we should make it perfectly clear. This isn't just about the Sophie and me show. I mentioned Caroline earlier. You know, we've had amazing support. I mean, Beta has been fantastic. A number of Beta retailers are stepping up and supporting us regionally and nationally. We've got sponsors as well. So big shout out to SEIB and Rathbones. They're a couple of our major sponsors. They've providing the rosettes, but also people like Claire's Rosettes in Bristol, who's helped made the rosettes when we put our order in and gave her the deadline. I think that her and her friends were, here you go, there's your rosette, we're up, you know, burning the candle at both ends of the day to try and get all the rosettes done for us. They've been amazing. And Equine Exceed has given us a voucher. So when you register, you'll get your £10 voucher from them. I mean, that in itself makes the registration fee really good value. And we've got more potential sponsors coming in. We're hoping to be able to give people vouchers, e-vouchers, once they've completed their participation and they've uploaded their completion details. Our Horse World suppliers have stepped up. I've mentioned our IT company, our printers, Gemini printers. They're taking orders from us left, right and centre at the moment, and doing a fantastic job. We've managed to put the logos onto the envelopes that go out with the fulfillment packs, which is lovely. I know both Sophie and I were like sharing photos when we got our packs through the post, and loads of people have been putting them on their Facebook page as well, which is great. And I must mention, I mean, to be honest, Claire, this would not happen without our regional volunteers, because we're meeting weekly on the dreaded Zoom. So, you know, you're getting everyone's kind of face. We're going around the country. They're all telling us what they're doing. And it's just so inspiring. You're hearing the kind of, you know, Sophie mentioned the mounted police and all the different, you know, the things that RDA centres are doing, some of our charities are doing. We've got lots of ideas, whether it's sponsored rides that we're tagging on to, you know, people that are allowing us to do photo shoots. We're talking about doing park and rides, so people can go and take their horse box somewhere they wouldn't normally ride. guided rides. All these ideas are coming up from our volunteers. And they're
Cross-country
really the people.
schooling. We've got cross-country schooling.
We've got that as well. So, once you're registered, you'll be entitled to join any of these, and you can have a look on the website, the regional section of the website to find out. So, there's loads and loads of people that are involved in this, and we couldn't make it happen without them. And the charities themselves, they're all stepping up and helping. So it's a huge team effort, and we're really grateful. Got a few celebrities as well that are helping us out. Some you might have seen the videos of. Some we've got videos ready to come. So keep an eye on the Facebook group, and you'll see them. But yeah, I mean, it's really. It's much bigger. I mean, I knew at the beginning that this was a gem of an idea, as I said, but I really didn't expect it to get so much momentum. And we're not even live yet.
No.
We don't kick off until this weekend. So I think Sophie and I are both up for making it as successful as we possibly can. And I think we'll keep working to make that happen and to make sure everyone has fun, and importantly can celebrate the wonderful thing horses do to help us.
Yeah, well, it sounds amazing. I know. I think we're going to do something next week on Tuesday with you, and we're looking at. We've got some mechanical horses. We're going to lend some of the RDA centres, which is brilliant. And the other thing is that we're mainly through the generosity of our members, we've put together a fantastic big horse and rider hamper that everybody who's registered. When they go in to buy from our Beta retail members, they actually can then enter the draw. So at the end of summer, somebody will win over £1,000 worth of horsey goodies, which is going to be brilliant. And we are launching our own Summer of Safety on the 1st of June. So that will run alongside giving messages about safety and tack checks and road safety and all of those other things. So we're really looking forward to it because I think it's going to be amazing. And I'm looking forward to taking part in some of those events myself. So it'll be brilliant. But we've talked about all the volunteers and all the crew behind. But I understand that there's a new team member that's coming on board today.
Oh, absolutely! You're making my spine shiver now, Claire, because we're so excited. We've making an announcement today that Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cornwall is going to join us as our patron for the ride. She's, as everybody probably knows, she's a passionate horse lover, and she wanted to join us in celebrating how the horses can help our mental health and well-being. So we're absolutely thrilled that she has agreed to come on board. I mean, I think to have a patron, gives the whole relay a sort of raises it to another level. But to have the Duchess of Cornwall, who is an absolutely lovely lady, and I know is very passionate about her horses. So we're really thrilled to have her support. And she's very kindly recorded a video for us as a kind of, rather than us just telling you that she's going to support us, we thought it would be lovely for her to be able to tell you herself about what this means. And that video will go onto our website, will be uploaded so people can watch it. And in the words of the Duchess, she wishes us all a good summer of celebrating our horses, kick on and sit tight.
And shall we watch that now? Shall we entertain the others?
Yeah, that would be amazing, Claire, if you can share it with everybody.
Let's have a look at her. I'm very pleased to start this.
I'm kicking on.
I'm sitting tight.
Here we go.
It's a huge pleasure as your new patron to welcome you all to the Great Horses for Health Relay 2021. As you ride across the UK, you'll be celebrating how our wonderful horses have supported us physically, emotionally and mentally over the past very challenging year. I must confess that I'm very envious of you all. Horses have always played an important part in my life, and in my younger days, nothing would have given me more pleasure than to have joined you on your epic journey on my own horse. Horses for generations have been an important part in all our lives, whether as working animals or quite simply as faithful friends. It often strikes me how many idioms in the English language are rooted in this country's sometimes overlooked relationship between us and our four-legged friends. To be kept on a tight rein, to be put out to grass, or to have good horse sense. I sincerely hope that this will increase awareness of the unbelievable bond that exists between human and horses, to the enormous benefit of both. No doubt you'll all be champing at the bit to get going on the Great Horses for Health relay. You'll be much in my thoughts as I follow your progress across the coming months. Good luck and sit tight.
How lovely. That is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's just every time I watch it, it just makes me all warm and glowy all over again.
Oh, it's brilliant. And do you think she'll join you for any of those events?
I don't know. She has a very busy schedule, and she's got a lot of responsibilities. But I'm sure if she can fit us in, then we'd be absolutely delighted to welcome her along.
It would be
And
brilliant.
I'm sure if we get all the support that from all of our Facebook members and the donations coming in, that is going to be an interesting and enticing opportunity for her. But as Petra said, she's got a busy life, but let's make it difficult for her to say no.
Absolutely. So everybody watching, if you haven't already registered, do. I have. So I'm really looking forward to getting my pack through. And ladies, thank you both so much for joining me this evening. I think it's really fantastic what you've both been doing. I think it's great to be able to put something back into the world of horses and the people who support them. And let's look forward to a really, really great summer. Hope for good weather, a bit of rain in the meantime. And look forward to keeping in contact and seeing how things develop and seeing how much money you raise by the end of summer.
Thank you, Claire, and thank you for all your support and all of your team at Beta. We really appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. It's lovely to be able to work with you. You're both so enthusiastic with such an enthusiastic team behind you. It just makes it so easy. So yeah, look forward to it and have fun, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Night.